Hi everyone and welcome. It's Lauren here from Acting Classes in Perth. This is episode number 81 of the Acting Classes in Perth Daily Show. The show where I'm here to answer all your acting related questions at 7 p.m. every single day on Facebook Live, YouTube Live and also Twitter simultaneously. Plus an audio only version is now available on iTunes, so you can check that out too by heading on over to iTunes podcast directory and then doing a search for Acting Classes in Perth. Now, before we roll the intro to this episode, I would love to invite you to attend one of my in-person free 3-hour acting classes for beginners here at Acting Classes in Perth. Now, we have classes for all ages and all experience levels, so don't think you have missed the boat. Be sure to head on over to actingclassesinperth.com/free or follow the link in the description of this video to see when and where my next free class is being held. They are so much fun. They're always relaxed and I very much look forward to seeing you there. But right now we're going to jump straight into today's episode. Let's roll the intro. Alright, so today's question comes into us from Cassandra, but before we get to that, if you are watching us right now, please give us a huge thumbs up. I would love to know you're out there, or feel free to ask a question or simply throw a hello into the comment section. Plus, stay tuned because towards the end of this episode, I have another student shout out for someone who has achieved a heck of a lot since starting with us here at Acting Classes in Perth. But first of all, let's listen to the question on today's episode, proudly brought to us by Cassandra.
Hey Lauren, I don't like my scene partner. What should I do?
Cassandra, thank you so much for sending in that question. Look, I'd first of all start off by saying if your character can use that anger or that frustration or that kind of negative energy in relation to you and your scene partner, then absolutely use it, right? So if it's an argument scene or if it's a scene about a breakdown of a relationship, if it's a scene about a lack of trust or, someone not really being in the same headspace as maybe the other character, then I think you could actually use that to your advantage. However, look, if you are in a position where you're working with someone and you just don't gel with them, you're not getting on with them very well at all, and it's early on, in the production, meaning you've just signed in or you've just kind of getting that little bit of a ball rolling, then look, it's okay to consider pulling out if it's just going to be so painful for you or it's just something you don't think you're going to be able to follow through. Then if you find that you're already in production and you're not really in a position to be able to pull out yet, maybe you're deep in rehearsal or you've started shooting, then what I would do is I would sit down with the director first and have a bit of a chat to them and talk about the struggles that you might be having. And if you don't find that you're having any luck with that, then what I would do is head on over to the producer and talk to them and kind of seek their advice and thoughts on how they might be able to help mediate the problem as well. Look, if you're in a class environment, then by all means go and speak to the teacher. If you're at Acting Classes in Perth and you're put with someone you just don't think you can handle, which doesn't happen, that often, but please, if it does happen to you, come and speak to me and I'll see what I can do. Now, sometimes if it worked for the scene, I might say use it, right? Like, see how those two characters come together, and if the other actor is frustrating you and that's how your character should feel, then by all means use it. But I also want to ensure that you're going to get the best out of the experience as well, and that it's going to be constructive for you and for the overall scene moving forward. Now, the other side of this is don't forget that part of working amongst so many people, and sometimes on a film set, you may have hundreds of crew members around you, whether it be cast or crew. The reality is that from time to time, you adjust just not going to get along with everyone, and there are going to be people that you have to learn how to manage them. And sometimes that's just a process of removing yourself from them whenever you can, right? Like avoiding being around them. And the other time, it's just sometimes a process in which you have to look at the situation and think, okay, look, they are who they are, and yeah, I find them frustrating and they're irritating, or they're rude. But right now, I have a job to do, and the more I focus on them, the more it pulls me away from what I'm here to do, and that's deliver a great performance and tell a story. So that would be my advice to you, Cassandra. Thank you so much for sending in your question. It's been an absolute pleasure to answer it. If you have liked Cassandra's question, please show your support by clicking the share button and help out your fellow actor. And if you're watching us on Facebook, be sure to like and follow our page. If you're watching us on YouTube, simply click subscribe. And then be sure to hit the notifications bell next to it. And finally, if you are listening to us on iTunes, simply click subscribe. Plus, don't forget to join me at my next free 3-hour acting class for beginners by visiting actingclassesinperth.com/free, or simply click the link in the description of this video. I look forward to seeing you there. But now, before we go, today's shout out is to a student who started with us not too long ago, but who has made some amazing progress moving forward. His name is Dorian Kurtovic. I believe that's how we say the surname, Dorian. I'm always just calling you Dorian. I never use your surname, man. But I believe Dorian Kurtovic has done such an amazing job in developing himself as an actor and kind of refining his craft as he's moved forward. Dorian, you came into class with practically no acting experience, and your focus, your dedication, your passion to doing your required homework, to being 100% prepared, and always being the first to throw your hand up and ask a question if you ever have any doubts, is the reason that you've landed this shout out, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with you, and I am so looking forward to continuing that as we move forward. Now, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow at 7 p.m. for another question answered by me. But until then, stay safe and happy acting.